Welcome back to Project 94 for another Diecast review here in 2023. Today, we're going to be revisiting Bubba Wallace. We've reviewed a couple of his cars on the channel, and this is going to be his 2023 DoorDash. Number 23 Toyota Camry TRD for 2311. Of course, Bubba Wallace is one of those drivers on my favorites list, so cool to get his primary car in. Here it is. Brand new in the box. It's going to be reviewed here soon. This is the new DoorDash paint scheme, and guess what, guys? It is back to being fully red. If you remember last year's car was part red and part white. Now it seems to be the focus. The red seems to be the primary focus of the scheme. So I'm going to give you guys a little 360 view of this box right here. Obviously, you guys can tell it's a very cool looking scheme, very sharp, really nice design. I love the look of these 2311 cars. And, you know, 2311 is a team that I like, but, you know, I still don't really like Denny Hamlin, but, you know, the team is, the drivers, I like them. So we have that. And, of course, Michael Jordan is on that team as well. So, very, very cool. 2311 could be a fairly marketable team with Michael Jordan. I almost said Mark Jordan instead of Michael Jordan. Nah, let's get this diecast out of the box. You guys have seen the boxes to these things. They're all the same box. I'm not worried about the packaging. I just want the diecast that I paid $11 for to be good. So here it is. The 23 DoorDash Toyota Camry out of the box. Here it is. Let's get it in on camera. Here we go. I'm going to use the zoom in and enhance feature of this camera. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. Is it going to focus? Come on, camera. There you go. Here it is. Fresh out of the box. And, oh, I just noticed something cool. Is this feature on the other car? No, this is actually cool. Guys, check out the Tyler Reddick car. Look at the Toyota logo on that right there. And look at the Toyota logo on this. We have ourselves a new banner for the Toyotas. We have a red box Toyota logo banner. Check that out. So yeah, I guess this is the first diecast that I have that's going to have that style banner to it for the Toyotas. Very cool. I love to see that. Always nice to have more details on these cars when you can have more details. But here it is, out of the box, the DoorDash Toyota Camry for Bubba Wallace. Very cool looking paint scheme, as it is, but now it's time to go. Ooh, is that a decal? Wow, that is a pretty big decal mess up right there. You got a bit of a white piece of decal paper that is stuck to that thing. Ah, well. It's not a Lionel car without a massive Lionel oopsie. Anyways. That decal fold up there too. Yikes. You got number 23. Got Toyota Camry. 2311 right there with the Toyota Camry front end of this thing. You have the two hood vents over the DoorDash logo. If you remember last year's car, the hood vents were messed up. They were underneath the hood decal, which was not accurate to the real car. This is more accurate to the real car, of course. The hood vents are on top of the logo, not underneath them. You have the DoorDash D symbol. You got the Toyota Wallace logo right there, the new Toyota banner. Got Sunoco. You got Goodyear. Got the yellow Goodyear wheels on this car. The rims are black. Of course, the Goodyear logo is black over the wheel well. You have NASCAR Cup Series, the 75th anniversary logo for NASCAR. You got number 23. No chrome number on this. Would have been cool if this car had a chrome number to match the Reddick one. You have DoorDash, and of course, you got the Bubba Wallace little name symbol logo. You have the Toyota, Moneyline, DraftKings, Mobile One, Mac Tools, and 2311. Of course, you got TRD. McDonald's, Dr. Pepper, DoorDash. You got Lidos and Columbia Sportswear. On the back of this thing, you got Toyota Camry, TRD, DoorDash. Then you got the little D symbol under the taillight, number 23. And let's see the back. Come on, camera. Got TRD, 23, DoorDash, and Toyota with the white box logo on the back. Nothing on the deck lid of this either. Got Wallace and DoorDash on the roof. And now it's time for the paint scheme itself. So the paint scheme itself is more on the red-orange side of things. It's definitely more red than it is orange, but it's definitely a red-orange, day-glow looking red, but it's not super-duper day-glow. But it's definitely on the bright red-orange side of things here. So now it's time for the numbers. So you got the thin black outline with the white number filling on the roof, and the same thing for the doors of this car. And it looks to be the same on the front right here. It might have a slight red outline to it. there, but the back is definitely got a thick black outline to that 23, the white number fill in. But for the most part, the doors and the roof are matching for the number. Now it's time for the paint scheme itself. Of course, you're gonna have the black spoiler. Got a paint chip right there on the spoiler because these things still chip super easy on the corners of the spoiler. Got the black roof rails to match the black parts of the scheme, and of course the black splitter and the black rims. Don't know if I would have colored the rims, maybe white on this thing, but the black doesn't look too bad either. It matches the black parts of the scheme. Then on the front of this thing, wrapping underneath or around the OEM details, you're going to have a white stripe wrapping around, what would you call this? The pillar of the grill, I guess you would call it. Colored in white right there. It looks very awesome. That seems to be a common trend for some of the Toyota paint schemes. Then you're going to have black behind it. The backdrop is going to be in black. So as you can see, it wraps around. They left this part of the nose right here in red, but the rest of the bumper is going to be black in the front with a thin white outline kind of wrapping around it. And on the side of this thing, you're going to have the white right here. It's a slanted, skewed white square with another black skewed square. It's thinner. But then you're going to have two spikes poking out from it, which make it kind of look like a Mustang boss stripe, except it's just bigger and stretched out to fit on a Toyota. But it still looks pretty cool, the black and white right there. And then, of course, you're going to have another little skewed square right there in whites, kind of evenly spaced out for the red. You can still see the red through there. Of course, you're going to have a few dashes, almost looks like the NASCAR logo, a few dashes, skewed up squares right there. And the rest of it, most of it, is going to be red on the side with this front pattern complementing the red color. Both sides are going to be the same on this thing. And on the top portion of this car, it almost looks like a truck. Like, when you look at this from far, you can, like, see this black right here. It kind of almost looks like a pickup truck with the way this paint scheme was wrapped. But look at it. Like, the black on here is mainly going to wrap around the trunk area a bit over the hips of this car and onto part of the roof of it as well to match the black spoiler right there. So almost does look like a truck from far. If you look at it like that, you would probably think that's a truck, but up close you could definitely tell that it's a car. So yeah, pretty interesting design choice right there. Probably would have looked a bit bland, or maybe would have been too much red had they left all this red. But you know, the black doesn't look bad either. It shows off a little bit more on the car. And the back of this car is going to be all red with part of the trunk in black. The trunk lid in black. So yeah, pretty simple paint scheme, but nonetheless, it is effective. Simple but effective. It seems to be a good styling trend for some of these paint schemes. Mostly red. And I like how it's mostly red. I wasn't too big of a fan of how last year the whole front of it was white and then the back was red. I'm more of a fan of doing the whole thing in red and then adding designs to it. Like, very simple designs, but most of the car I want it to be red because DoorDash's main color is red. Although they do have white. You could make a white version of this car. I don't know if they're going to make a white version of this car. Be cool if they did, so you could have a white one and a red one. But the red one has got to be my favorite paint scheme. I really like the way this looks. Although his 2021 white paint scheme, I really like the way that one looked. But DoorDash, you know, they have several color schemes. They could sometimes make the background white and make the logo red, or make the background red and make the logo white. So they have that as an option for their brand theming, I guess. Their marketing colors. The color scheme. But yeah, really cool that they're using the color scheme to actually create a pretty cool looking stock car for DoorDash. I love the way this one looks. You guys, a 360 view of it as I'm talking here. Gotta say, that of all the DoorDash cars since 2021, from 2021 to 2022 to 2023, 2023 is probably my favorite. I'd probably put 2023, then 2021, and then 2022 in the last of the three, because that wasn't a bad scheme. It just, like, I wish it was more red. So, good to see that DoorDash has put more red on their paint scheme this year to actually match the brand, having more red. But yeah, guys, here's some close-ups of it. I mean, there's really not much to get close-up on this thing. It's a simple paint scheme, and there's no chrome numbers on it. But I'm going to do it anyway for people that want to see this car up close. The camera can focus in for us. There we go. And here's the underbody of this thing, by the way. Weird how on the Toyotas, as we just looked at the underbody of this car, they don't put the model year, which is really funny. Like, usually they would put like 2022 Camaro, 2023 Camaro, 2022 Mustang, 2023 Mustang. But on the Toyota Camrys for 2023, and I believe last year as well, I could be wrong, look at the bottom of it again, and you will see that there's no model year printed on this. It just straight up says Toyota trademarks used with permission. I figured I'd bring that up if I haven't already, but yeah, guys, that has been Bubba Wallace's 2023 DoorDash Toyota Camry for 2311. Of course, I like the paint scheme. I recommend it to you diecast collectors out there. It's a very cool Bubba Wallace paint scheme. I almost said Bubba Wallace instead of Bubba Wallace. But yeah, guys, I really like this car a lot. Definitely recommend it. And if you're a 2311 fan, you got to get both of these cars. They're both out. You can now get the teammates together. So good news for you stop motion makers. You can pick them up together if you want. But that's going to be it for this diecast review. So what do you guys think of this thing? Comment, like, subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next diecast review on the channel. And we will see you guys in the next video. And always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting decals on your diecast.